Coach Susan's in the house.
Hey, Shona, you've managed to get to my today at 10 past midnight. Thank goodness. Now you're in my time machine. I'm going to take you in the future. You are such an angel. I love you.
I love you too, Susan. And actually, when I met Susan a year ago, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a year ago, almost to the day.
Yeah, and we just connected. I had a very deep connection with Susan straight away, and you'll see why, because she has a great sense of fun and joy, and she just can bring out the fun in everything that she does. So I don't really need to ask you if you believe in fun, because that's obvious. But how do you go about sharing?
You've been my play persons for many, 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 many lives. So, yes. and anybody else who encounters me, you have to have a joie de vivre, to be a little bit French. To be able to do the things that you need to do to get by and be happy, because life doesn't wait for you. You can die tomorrow. So why die tomorrow miserable? Die tomorrow know you're being happy. That's what it's all about. And that's why I love you, because you're just a happy person.
Yeah. I love dancing down those corridors. That was fun when we were in the hotel. We went to training everybody.
I don't know. Do you think the man who was actually lecturing us is listening? Because we went and played truant. It was far more fun doing that and dancing down the corridors. Don't tell him.
Yeah, it was indeed. And what I noticed as well, because that's what you inspired, because I love fun as well, and you inspired that part of me to really come out. And that's, I just love being in joy, and you're really good at bringing joy out of people. And what I noticed when we were dancing down the corridors and playing truant was that people were actually engaging, and some of them were looking at us as though we were mad, and others were actually smiling, and some were even kind of beginning to do this as we went.
That's what you do.
Yeah, and that's when you connect with people, as I do. I sense that you believe in the soul of the person, which is what I do. It's what I connected with. And how do you go about, bringing that out of people? Because some people will be kind of really lost in their zone of trying to fit into what they think is normal, instead of being the misfit, and that is actually more normal than they realize. But how do you actually go about pulling them out? What's your gift to do that?
Shona, the most important thing that people must realize, and I'm not being a sort of person who's saying you must do that, because hey, if somebody comes and does that to me, I sort of think, okay, maybe if it works for me. But what I do believe is that we have the most incredible energy within us. We are human. We are incredible light souls living in human form, living the human experience on this earth at the moment. And we have the privilege to be doing it in human form at the moment. We have only one life to live, this life that we're living. And if you don't use that energy to actually heal yourself and create happiness within yourself, there's a sadness that's wrapped around you, and you can't actually send out the electricity almost, because we are all energy. So you cannot send out the electricity and connect with universal spirit, God. And when you actually have this joy and this ability to be able to have it, it's reflected back at you. I mean, that's the law of attraction, totally. And the interesting thing that I love to impart is that no matter how young or old you are, you're still a child. You have your inner child, and your inner child is precious. And some of us have had terrible lives. We've been abused. I'm saying we've been abused, victimized in our adult life, and many children in their infancy. But the thing is, we carry that within us into adulthood. And if you are aware of this incredible beauty and energy of laughter, joy, and fun that's given to you by God, universal spirit, you have the ability to be able to heal your inner child. And what's nicer and more fun than dancing down a corridor and looking at people staring out their hotel rooms and smiling? How much joy can you give a person who's been cleaning dirty toilets in somebody's bathroom, and they walk out with all the buckets and things like that, and there's a lot of happy people, and they join in with your conga? It's like, hey, I've got this good vibe going on here, and it works, baby. Oh yeah. And so that's how it works. I trust that's answered your question. I mean, I'm just so passionate about that, and hugely passionate in my coaching when I do that, because that is what we're meant to do. We're not here to sit and be miserable, and we're here to embrace our inner child. We're here to create harmony with God, universe, and the energy that we created into and are part of. We're a world force connection. And when you have that energy and that happiness and that joy, you have it shines from you, and it shines and it wraps its arms around everybody that you know with such a passion. Yay!
Yay. It so does. And it is a joy actually just listening to you, because you so beautifully explain it. It is all about staying connected with that innocence, that childlike wonder about everything, and I mean, you bring fun into everything. I mean, you've shared some props with me that you've got there. Can you just share those props with everybody else so they can have a...
Okay, well, this is when I'm really trying to be very serious. Okay, and I can do that. In fact, how do you want me? I can do that, but oh my goodness, these are really, because I'm getting older and I have to be able to read, and that's because I'm voracious in learning everything. So then let's do these ones. These ones. Okay, so these ones are sort of like kind of just get to know me a little bit more. And then these ones are my Oxford, sort of Cambridge teacher lady things. And these ones are, you can take me seriously or not, but they're red. And red is the color of happiness if you're Chinese. So I'll wear those. But they're these ones. These ones are definitely the ones that everybody should buy and everybody should wear on the bus, on the train, here and there, wherever you choose, because I love these. These are my damn openers. In fact, I could be Lady Elton John if I want.
Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I
I'd
love
love to
it.
do more, but that will take up the whole show. And really, it's not about glasses, is it?
No,
Okay,
but
so which one
it's
shall I put
how
first
you,
on? Oh, this one.
yeah, it's how you bring people out through how you show up in front of them, though, isn't it? And that's how you use them, you
Well,
know.
yeah, you know, the thing is when I'm coaching sometimes and somebody's um, feeling a bit miserable and they're there and they sort of don't know how to control themselves and I start wearing different types of glasses, they're sort of like, am I seeing things? But and you can see them actually sort of come and look at the screen like this. And you can actually bring out that inner child. And especially if I'm coaching younger people, it's great fun because they you know a young person's their age plus 3 minutes retention up here. So if you keep on doing that, I've got them glued. If I'm teaching over the internet, I have them glued to my screen because they're wondering what I'm going to put on my eyes, and I get to carry on talking. And look what I've just done to you. So this show isn't all about me; it's about you and me. Come on, ask me another question. Bring it on, baby.
It is actually all about you, Susan. It's about your coach Susan's in the house. It's about you. Actually, though, it's you know, it's the beauty of you, Susan, that we're putting out there, and what people are connecting with here is, you know, what you can do for them very, very easily, because there'll be some people that come into this that will be those people that haven't smiled for a long time and just those different pairs of glasses and the, you know, and you know, it's just how to very simply and easily get people out of their shells to help them to grow. And yeah, and I know you believe in people and their ability to grow. Yeah.
You know,
Tell us more about that aspect of you, what and you know what you believe in that and the depth of your belief in that.
when it comes to people, I never, ever in my life, even when I was a little girl, I always picked up the waifs and strays as well as a protector of the innocent from when I was little. And I'm not very tall. You know, I'm 5'2", and in fact that's showing off. I'm probably 5'1.5", but I stand tall.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see the underdog actually being treated in a bad way, I become very protective of them. So even in the playground, I'd be the one in the middle, away, taking the punches from the bully, verbally, and
Yeah.
sometimes physically too. But I believe in people so much so that in all walks of life, everybody, everybody has the same feelings. I don't care what nationality you are, what creed you are, everybody is the same. We are all one spirit and we're all interconnected. And when you understand the ability of that shining light within people, you can actually draw it out and give them courage to follow their dreams. Because every single one of us is put here on this earth to be able to create their own vision and to live the vision that God has actually presented to them. We all have opportunities, but from childhood, we have the traditional way of conditioning, educational conditioning, and our parents and our parents, they conditioned them down the line, and the generations that have that are now surviving have been conditioned into believing that they have to do things a certain way. I don't believe that. And I also don't believe that when you're going through schools that they're children that are less able than other children. Every single one of us here is gifted. Every single one of us on this earth is a creator. We are all children of God, or part of the universal spirit. If, you know, I know there's certain people when we talk about God, they sort of feel a little bit difficult. But I'm fascinated with religions, and I respect every single one of the religions on this earth. Every religion believes in God, one God, and that is universal spirit. And that's not the good old guy sitting on a puffy white cloud. That is the huge force of the universe. And it goes on and on and on. And we are all part of that eternal life force. We are all energy. And every one of us has that total ability to be able to create a blueprint and live from that blueprint and manifest exactly what they want. So, for instance, an architect will he will create a blueprint, and the blueprint is created from his vision. But the vision of that blueprint is created into a building, and that is what we all can do. We can all create a vision, blueprint of our life. And you can't get to that vision, that dream. You have to come from it. And it's the same as an architect. How does he create a building? He has to have a blueprint. And it's the same with us. And if you actually live within that blueprint and that vision, if you live within it and live it as if it's really happening, you will actually live your best life. And that's why I believe in people. I believe in all people. The rich, the poor, the disabled, the abled. I believe in all people, and with a passion. And I love people. And that's why they must all learn how to build their blueprints, and they have to laugh. How on earth can you go through life with a wonderful blueprint if you're sad?
You can't.
No. It's like, you know, some big old whale who's swimming to the sea and he's saying, "Oh, I'm so unhappy." And all the vibrations through the sea, and all the little creatures think, "Oh, don't want to be around that guy. He's big and miserable."
Yeah.
Whereas he could actually be a whale being extremely happy. Yeah. What happens? Gets pilots, so she gets all sorts of things, barnacles, everything, wanting to be with him. And that's how we all should be.
Yes, that is so true. And, you know, you're putting yourself so across so well here, Susan, and what you're about. You know, everybody who's watching, you can connect with Susan through the website and read her bio there, and you know, and Susan now would get ready to be very busy indeed, because everyone will just want to, you know, become a joy bubble with you and learn about the blueprints. And because it is true, everything is a ripple effect, and the more joy we put out there, the more joy is experienced for all.
Absolutely.
And you know, if there is a shiny pebble that starts off the ripple, Susan, it's you.
Oh, I like shiny things. Yay.
You're that shiny pebble that starts the ripples of joy. And you know, just through being you just pull people out of the bag. You don't have to do anything. I mean, just simply sitting there and changing pairs of glasses is, you know, you make, Yeah, you bring people out. Like when we were in the corridor at the hotel, your joy just absolutely pulled me out, and then we pulled each other out even more and started dancing and everything else. And it's just it's wonderful just to have these moments. And what's quite natural to us isn't to a lot of people. And what you provide, what you do, is magical to many. It's just a blessing, Susan. And I'll be honest, when I met you, I was going through a very, very traumatic stage of my life. And you connected me with myself. You brought me out of the bag. And for that weekend, it was like, yes, that's Coach Susan, and I'm Shona, and we are Joy Bubbles. We're gonna bring out the joy in everybody.
Shona, you were talking about how you were feeling. I mean, I absorb feelings, and the immediate thing I do is I find that person, and like I say, I'm a protector of people. And what was lovely was this quiet person who was almost like an introvert that I met. By the end, was one of the naughty kids on the block, and I loved that because that's who you are, and it was so cool. That's what I like to see happen to people, and you are such a gentle, beautiful spirit. I adore you. You're very precious. Really.
Oh, well, what more of you can you share with us, Susan? What more of you do you wish to share with everybody?
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you the honest truth. You sent me a message last night. Just want to share with you and the incredible Heather who's lurking in the background. I get this message last night, and it was shown as daytime. It was my time, 1:00, because I'm trying to sort things out because I've got to get an aeroplane to go to LA tomorrow. And I leave here at 6:00 in the evening. I'm in Brisbane, Australia at the moment. I leave at 6:00 in the evening, and on the 15th, and I arrive in LA at 1:30 in the afternoon on the 15th. So that's enough to get my head going backwards because, hey, how does that work? And I get this email and this message, and it's, "Hey, Susan, would you like to interview?" So I said back to her in a messenger, "I thought I already had." And she said, "No. You're going to do it tomorrow." So this is totally impromptu to me. I am telling you now, people, live your life every moment and don't give a damn. Just do what you got to do because life is for living. This is totally unpracticed or whatever. This is what you get. I didn't even wash my hair, damn it.
We're just showing up.
You did. And I love you for that. Because I love the world to know that it's not about how you look or what you do. It's about what's inside you.
Yeah. It's about the heart you have.
Remember something else. When you get told you've got to wear a suit to church or something else, remember Jesus wore sandals and a kaftan. It doesn't matter. It matters what's up here in your heart and how you are. And even if you've got dirty hair. Ooh, sorry guys. I was going to leave it until tomorrow before I got on the aeroplane.
You look fabulous, Susan.
I love you for that. Wow, what can I say?
And that's, again, it's the beauty of play. It's the beauty of just
I'm watching
showing.
Heather in the background. Yo, 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 carry on, Shona. Yo, yo.
It's just, it is just showing up and simply being. And, you know, this is what we're showing here. Nothing is pre-planned. We've just turned up, shown up, and, you know, Susan has just delivered herself beautifully to you, and
Really?
it's such a yes, it's such a delight to share her with everybody, and you know, yeah, I'm just going to say it's going to be a lot of Coach Susan, and
Hey. You're going to have fun. Fun, everyone. Whoever's listening, fun. And if you're a sad sack, just go and get your happy face on. And I advise you to do one beautiful thing that makes you happy. Get a press stick, you know, those little notebook thingy majiggies like this. Oh, it's got my notes on it. You say again, this little one of these. See,
okay.
and put, I will be happy every day. And you put that on your mirror in your bathroom, and you remember that you smile at yourself. And when you see yourself first thing in the morning, and this includes you, Shona, but you already know how to do this, and you, Heather, hiding in the background. You look at the mirror and you say, I love myself unconditionally. Because that's where your happiness starts. And remind yourself every day before you brush your teeth.
Yeah. It's all about the gratitude. Gratitude.
Totally.
Yeah.
Gratitude. Yeah. That's the secret.
Just for being.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it's been absolutely lovely sharing you with everybody, Susan.
It's my pleasure. I love you.
Yeah.
In fact, on that note, seeing as I'm about to go, I may as well go out in style.
Hooray! Fabulous. Fabulous. And as I say, everybody, you can go to the website to connect with Susan and for her to bring out your fun and joy in the way that she's so wonderfully demonstrated. It's just been such a joy to share with you, Susan. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Love you all. Love you, Shona. Love you, Heather, in the background. Mwah. Love you. Love you always.